Welcome to another episode of Yard to Farm. Yesterday I kind of dug up some of this bed, and although I'm still a few days away from when I'm going to be actually landscaping it with my buddy and my fiance's dad, I still want to get a start on it. As you can see, the cats are playing. This is my kitty Vader, and this is Suki, who you saw yesterday playing in the garden. I have 3 cats, only 2 of them really go out that often though. But anyway, yeah, so probably gonna just try to turn a lot of the soil, get rid of all the stones I've got in here. I've pulled out quite a bit already, but I'm sure there's a lot more in there. There's also wood particles and boards and kind of plants and weeds growing in, so I kind of want to get rid of all this, and that will be today's project. It's going to be a short video, but hopefully a good one. Maybe I'll do a time lapse. These stones, if you were wondering why this person would have had these stones, I should have taken a little video before, but there was a little path of stones kind of that went around. I guess he had originally, this was very overgrown by the time we bought the place. They were an elderly couple, and I'm sure it hadn't been tended to for years, but once upon a time there was clearly stone pathway with these kind of stones. Some of them were completely buried with mud. Yeah, and these are long since dead. I'm not even sure what these are, but this kind of stuff just falls apart when you touch it, so. Okay, so I'm just going to take a second here and talk about using the right tool versus the wrong tool. So yesterday I was using this shovel, which is the worst shovel you could use. It's a Dollarama shovel I paid $4 for, and it's terrible. In fact, I'm shocked it even made it through yesterday's labor. So today, not wanting to go through that, I had Cheryl ask her dad for the pitchfork, and let me just tell you, oh my word, is this pitchfork ever a breeze to actually work with the soil. It's very easy to just kind of go in. It requires almost no effort to get in there and just turn the soil. It's saving me a ridiculous amount of time. Here, I'll try to do a comparison with the shovel. The shovel requires more effort to get in. I have to put my whole body weight on it, and then it kind of comes out in a chunk, where the fork is more like tearing apart the soil. So yeah, if you're ever gonna do gardening and you're a noob like me, don't use the shovel. Stick with the pitchfork. Worth it. Okay, so at this point, I've kind of done from the shed up to this part of the tree. I haven't touched any of this part yet. I actually have to leave a little path because on Saturday, Mike's gonna come over with the stump grinder and get rid of these 4 stumps that I need to get rid of. So I don't want to have this kind of terrain to drag the machine through. It's quite heavy. So I am gonna though finish up on this side and just leave the little path. Found one of those buried stones I was talking about. Clearly some sort of walking stone at one point in time. It looks like a piece of sidewalk that got smashed, and then he used it as a walking stone. They're in there pretty deep. Yeah, but this is what they are. There we go. Got it out. Like I said, I might reuse them. Time for a quick break here. My good old favorite, peach ginger. Peach ginger. It's delicious. It's like ginger ale except peach flavored. So yeah, I pulled out some plastic stuff from the garden, some random stuff. I pulled this bone out There's a chicken bone in there, and some people may say, hey, leave that in, it adds calcium, but by the time it breaks down, it's not adding anything to the soil. There's all this. These were flowers. We could transplant them, but we're not going to. I'm generally gonna have if you can't eat it, I don't want to grow it kind of policy, but impressive root systems on these things. These things have come back the few years we've been here. So the previous owner had all these bricks that you see here all around this tree. And I was trying to remove them all, but this one's super wedged in. It's basically grown into the tree. So I can't remove it. I'm leaving it here. It's part of the garden story. It's part of the tree story. And for all I know, if I remove that brick, the whole tree is gonna come down. So at this point, I better just leave it. Okay, so it's getting kind of dark out. I'm losing sunlight here, which is okay. I kind of feel like I've done quite a bit today. I got most of the bed dug, minus the strip that we're gonna get the stump grinder in. So tomorrow my plan is to kind of go through here, pull out chunks of grass and kind of go through it a bit, break it up just a tiny little bit, try to pull out some of the weed stuff, and all the weed seeds are gonna grow anyway, so I can't really prevent it. And that's pretty much it for today's episode. So until next time.
I always just make a big mound.
Just playing in the sand, he loves it, eh?
Combing it for you.
Vader! Vader, what are you doing in there, buddy? He just likes it way too much, eh?
You're creeping up too much on it. I don't know why.
All done. Hey, Vader. Was that fun?